this is Liz. Welcome to my little urban homestead and welcome to Fabric Friday. I said I was going to do a review of the Necci, however you pronounce it, Artisan 30S. I made a sewing machine cover because obviously it's a lot bigger than the other machines I've got, so other covers won't fit. And I'll show you that now. This is the sewing machine cover that I made for the Necci, whatever it is. It's a bit on the long side. There's a couple of reasons why, and I'll go through them in a moment. But I used all scraps, and these were pockets of denim shirts, and I put them on here, and I can keep all my quilting rulers in there, and there's also one on the other side. But it's just all scraps that I've used because I wanted to play with my new machine. But I'll show you why I made it a bit too big. When you open it up and you've got all your dials and knobs and everything in here, there's a little hole that you can put a spool holder. Now I put the spool holder in there, and then this plastic on top of it, so I can actually go from a cone instead of the normal spools, because it won't fit a large cone on it. And such as this is metallic, but you can see there's no way it'll fit on there, but I could use it with this stand. So obviously if I want to cover it up, that's quite a lot higher, so I'll show you now. So the cover's on it now while I've got that cotton holder, thread holder in the top of it, and it comes all the way down to the base of my, well, the cabinet that my new home is in, which this Necci sits on top of. So it's a bit long at the front, but it doesn't matter. It does its purpose. I played with it and got used to it and made something for it as well. When it arrives to you, or if you've bought it second hand, it normally has this tray attached to it, and you would take the tray off to use it as a free arm. As I showed you, I have built this flatbed for it, so it'll help me no end with quilting. I haven't done any full-size quilts on it yet. But your tray, opens up and you can store in there whatever you want, the fit for it. You can put some cotton in it, your bobbins, whatever you want to store in it. You can even store some sweeties in there, keep you going if you want. And that just slides on and off, so you've got the free arm. If I want to use the free arm bit, I just move these out and use it, or take it and put it on another table just for that time. But it's rare I have ever needed a free arm. And turn it on. You've got a knee lifter to it, so that will help no end. And it's not stiff or anything. With me having bad knees, I thought I wouldn't be able to use the knee lifter, because on my vintage Wilcox and Gibbs, on my My vintage Wilcox and Gibbs has got a knee lifter to it, but it's quite stiff to use, and I thought it might be like that, and it isn't. It's a doddle to use actually. Right, well, seeing as we're here, we'll start from here. This isn't the foot that came with it, it's because it's low shank and it's got this attachment that will take feet that have got a bar to them. I'm using this one. I prefer it more than the one that came with it, but the one that came with it is fine. Your bobbin, it's very, very easy to load. To open it up, you just press the button at the side of it and the cover foot pops up, and you just put your bobbin in. You have to make sure, let's take it out. Right, you want your bobbin to, basically if you put it in your fingers and pull, it pulls from the bottom, so the bobbin itself goes anti-clockwise. And then you put it in, thresh it up there, round to the quarter, off it is. And that's as easy as it gets with a bobbin. I've never seen one as easy and quick to put in as that. Down here as well, you've got your needle threader. If I do it from the back, you might see better. You've got the needle threader. When it came, I mentioned it to you that it was awkward, because if anything, I was used to the one that was on my Simplicity, which is basically just pull it down and push it in and put your thread round, and that was what I was used to. But this needle threader actually is a lot easier. You best, well, it recommends you do it with the foot down. If I put that back on, it looks a bit better. But put the foot down, press to bring your needle threader down, and as you're doing that, I'll show you how fast it is. So, foot down. I don't normally do it this way round, but as you bring the needle threader down, you wrap your cotton round one bit on it, and then hook it up. See, that's not the way I normally do it, but it's still threaded it. Obviously you would do it, bring it down and there, but I don't think the camera angle is right for that. On the front of it, it's very, very plain. You've got your tension knob, which goes to whatever you require for whatever project you're doing. It's got a needle up, needle down function. See, with that pressed, your needle will always land in the down position. When the green light, when it's pressed again, the green light goes off, so it will stop in the up position. But this one is if you just want to take it one step, that's all. Here you have a knob which enables you to adjust the foot pressure. So the amount of force that it's got on your fabric, you can adjust there. So if you've got very thick fabric, you can adjust it so it doesn't squash it down as much. This side you probably won't see, but I did explain to you at the time. It's just a dial that changes what stitch pattern you're in. So you don't need to open that. You can change it to zigzag or anything. Any of the 28 stitches it's got in it. And under the lid it tells you what those stitches are. Also there's a little guide down here of how you thread the top bit, but you just follow along. Number 1 is here, number 2 is there, and then 3, and then up and round the take up bar, that's 4, down to 5. So it's very straightforward, simple threading. You've also got a diagram here for when you're threading and bobbing. So you'll be able to take it from the spool, but you have to take it to this hook thingy and then round. So it's very clear if you're not used to the machine or never had one before. It tells you how you actually load everything and where it goes, so you can fill your bobbin. Once you've got it all, your thread round, you just press the lever across with your bobbin, press the foot control and it will thread, and your needle does not go up or down. You've got a couple of dials here, and this one, the first one, refers to your stitch width. So you can have a very small zigzag up to a very large zigzag. And you test it out and have a look which one you prefer for the project that you're doing. This dial refers to your stitch length. So you can have stitches very close together or very far apart. So you can do basting stitches with this, or if you want them close together and for say satin stitches, you can do them. There is actually a section on this dial that refers to a satin stitch. But I tend to leave it there. But it's very good. Yeah. If you actually are doing twin needles, and you know you've got 2 needles, your needle threader will not work then because the needles are in the wrong places. I haven't used it as yet, but you will be able to put your second spool on there. But because I like using cones, which you saw when I showed you the sewing machine case, I fit this on it, and then I can use this and have a cone standing down, because for the larger cones it's not big enough. It's a very good machine. It's noisier than the others, and because I've now built this flatbed, it's a bit more noisier, I think. Not that much though. But I've been playing with it. Free motion wise, I finished off the carpenter's wheel quilt on it with my ruler foot, and it was brilliant. But at the time I hadn't got this flatbed, so with just this on, it felt as though the quilt was pulling off and everything. That's what made me decide to actually build this. But other than that, it was brilliant. I've been playing around with it and made, I love these Lone Stars, so I made a little one and quilted it up, and it's now actually a cushion cover. If he'll get out of the way, it's now actually a cushion cover. But because of the size it is, I've done free motion with the darning foot that came with this. I've done free motion on it in black, so you can't really see very well, if at all. But it was very easy to do. And so I've got to make a cushion form for that because it's not the usual size. Okay, well, I'm off now to play some more. Thank you. Bye.